Mining rewards and fees, how to use GoMining's profitability calculator effectively. Welcome to Lesson 3 of GoMining Basics Course. In the previous lesson, we learned about GoMining's digital miners and how they disrupted traditional Bitcoin mining. They solved many of the challenges of traditional mining, but they didn't eliminate the biggest question of all. At the end of the day, what everyone wants to know is simple. Is mining Bitcoin really worth it? It's a question many newcomers ask, and for good reason. Even from a distance, the Bitcoin mining profitability equation has too many variables to give a quick answer. But when you zoom in, the picture gets far more complex. Suddenly a whole set of hidden variables and not so obvious expenses come into play. The truth is, profitability depends on many moving parts, such as computing power, energy efficiency, electricity costs, network difficulty, location, maintenance, and other additional operational costs. With GoMining in particular, it even depends on how you choose to pay fees. By the end of this lesson, you'll learn why traditional Bitcoin mining ROI is hard to calculate, how GoMining calculator works, about the key factors that influence mining rewards, about the external factors that affect mining outcomes, how to use the calculator to build a smarter, risk-aware mining strategy. Let's zoom in. In the traditional paradigm, return on investment, also known as ROI, feels almost impossible to calculate, as miners face two major problems. The first problem is complex math. Calculating rewards meant understanding hash rates, block rewards, network difficulty, and energy usage. For most beginners, that was overwhelming. For most advanced miners, it still took multiple hours of calculations. The second one is unpredictable costs. The network difficulty was going up, affecting Bitcoin rewards. At some point, electricity bills turned out to be higher than the reward equivalent in USD, and many miners didn't realize until months later that costs were eating into their income. The result? Many avoided mining altogether or made decisions without knowing their real ROI. But here's the truth: mining income isn't random. It can be projected, simulated, and optimized if you use the right tools. For GoMining users, it's extremely simple. We came up with a product that makes mining enjoyable and a calculator that changes the game. Instead of struggling with massive spreadsheets, you get a clean interface. Let's dive into details on how this system and calculations function. As you know, each miner from our collections is supported by the power of a real fleet of devices. This is what allows our digital miners to mine Bitcoin for you. When buying a miner, you are purchasing a portion of existing ASICs, each one of which requires maintenance. Our service center does it 24/7, and you are only required to pay a daily fee, deducted from your rewards. To get your projected calculations, you need to set computing power, terahashes per second. The bigger the amount, the bigger your share of rewards. Energy efficiency, watts per terahash. Depending on the type of your miner, the energy it consumes differs. The efficiency tells us how much electricity the miner needs to produce a certain amount of computing power. The lower the efficiency, the higher your returns. Maintenance fee, this is your electricity payment and maintenance payment combined. We deduct the maintenance fee from your pool reward. Maintenance fee payment method, pay in Bitcoin or GoMining token, depending on your strategy. If you pay with Bitcoin, the fee is deducted automatically from your daily rewards. If you choose to pay in GoMining token, you can get up to 20% discount on maintenance fee. What's better is that once you buy a miner and pick the GoMining token payment method, you'll be able to see an approximate amount of tokens needed to gain the maximum discount. The more tokens you have in your wallet, the bigger your discount. Additionally, by default, the calculations are based on the current price of Bitcoin, but you can play around with it and see your projected rewards with the prospective price as well. Once you put in these details, you can see instant approximate projections of output: daily, monthly, and annual Bitcoin income, pool payout, net income, and total maintenance costs. Annual ROI projections based on the date of purchase. In short, the calculator turns mining into a transparent decision instead of a leap of faith. Daily rewards. Regarding your daily rewards, our equation is extremely simple. Overall, your daily mining reward is calculated as follows. Net reward equals pool reward minus maintenance fee multiplied by your personal discount amount. As promised, it's a very straightforward equation. But as we mentioned in our first course on Bitcoin and mining, mining isn't a perfect science. Even with a calculator, there are variables outside your control. Market volatility, Bitcoin's price swings impact real income. Network difficulty, adjustments of the network can reduce rewards from time to time. Fee choice trade-offs, paying in GoMining can reduce costs but exposes you to token price movement. That's why we encourage you to think of the calculator as a compass, not a crystal ball. It won't predict the future with 100% certainty, but it will guide you to smarter decisions. Here's how to use the calculator as part of a risk-aware mining strategy. Simulate before you buy. Before purchasing or upgrading a digital miner, run the numbers. What's the ROI if Bitcoin stays flat? What if it rises? Compare payment options. Use the tool to simulate paying fees in Bitcoin versus GoMining. Sometimes paying with GoMining tokens is cheaper, but Bitcoin may offer stability in terms of rewards if token prices fluctuate. Model different scenarios. Change your inputs, higher hash rate, lower efficiency, different energy costs, and see how your income changes. This helps you choose the most efficient miner for your budget. One thing to keep in mind, the more terahash you buy at once, the higher your potential ROI. That's because when you purchase a bigger miner, the price per terahash goes down, giving you more efficiency for every dollar you spend. Think long-term. Mining isn't about overnight profits. GoMining's calculator shows break-even timelines so you can set realistic expectations and avoid surprises. To sum it up, mining rewards don't have to be a mystery. With GoMining's profitability calculator, you can see your potential income, costs, and annual ROI before you commit, and can adjust your strategy along the way. Instead of fearing the unknown, you gain clarity. Instead of guessing, you make informed decisions. Start small. Run the numbers. Learn carefully. Build confidence. And remember, mining is no longer about chance, it's about strategy.